Today, we're diving into a really massive industrial project up in Nova Scotia, Canada. And it has a goal that is, well, incredibly ambitious: to fix a huge broken supply chain for one of the most essential building materials on the entire planet: cement. This is the story of the Glencoe project.
But before we get into the solution, let's start with a question that really gets to the core of the problem. You have the US East Coast, a massive hub of construction, of development, and yet it's relying on shipments of cement from literally halfway around the world. Why? It doesn't really make sense, does it? To understand the answer, you've got to understand the problem.
And that brings us to what we can call the US cement problem. It's a classic case of huge demand crashing up against a supply chain that is, frankly, fragile and completely illogical.
Just take a look at this. This map really lays out the whole imbalance. You've got the US Northeast, one of the biggest cement markets anywhere. But look, there's a huge lack of local production. That big void you see on the map, that represents a massive supply gap that has to be filled from somewhere.
And just how big is that gap? Are you ready for this? We're talking about roughly 6.5 million tons of cement being imported to the East Coast in 2024, just this year alone. That's an enormous dependency for a material that's fundamental to building, well, everything: roads, bridges, skyscrapers, you name it.
So where is all this stuff coming from? Well, right now, the major suppliers are countries like Turkey, Algeria, Greece, and the UAE. Think about that. These are long, expensive, and let's be honest, pretty vulnerable supply lines that are thousands and thousands of miles away from where the cement is actually needed.
But what if the solution to this whole mess wasn't thousands of miles away? What if it was hiding in plain sight, right here, literally on North America's doorstep? And that brings us to the Glencoe project and its incredible, truly world-class resource.
Okay, the scale here is just staggering. We are talking about a verified limestone deposit of over 680 million tons. Let me say that again, 680 million tons. To try and put that into perspective, that is enough high-quality limestone to keep a major cement plant running for well over 100 years. And look, this isn't just some wild guess. This is official. The resource is verified under what's called NI 4311, which is Canada's gold standard for reporting this stuff. The official estimate is in the inferred category, with a precise figure of 680,000 and 40,000 tons. And the chemistry? It's pretty much perfect. You've got 49.38% calcium oxide. That's the key ingredient for cement, and a really low 2.50% magnesium oxide. And crucially, it's also low in alkalis, which makes it absolutely ideal for the high-spec US market. Okay, so having a world-class resource is one thing, right? But what makes the Glencoe project a potential game-changer is its other key advantage: an absolutely 100% unbeatable location. You see, the deposit is located just 45 kilometers, that's about 30 miles, from the Strait of Canso. And this isn't just any port. It's a deep-water, ice-free superport. What that means is direct, year-round shipping access to all the major markets on the US East Coast. It's a logistical dream.
And this slide right here, this says it all. The comparison is just insane. Shipping from Glencoe to Boston is a mere 550 nautical miles. Now compare that to the current reality of importing from Turkey, which is over 4,500 nautical miles away. This isn't just a small improvement, you guys. This is a fundamental, radical shift in supply chain logistics, cost, and security. It's a total game changer.
And if that wasn't enough, the project is surrounded by excellent infrastructure that's already in place. We're talking direct access to the Trans-Canada Highway. There's rail access nearby, and a high-voltage power line is just 5 kilometers away. All the essential pieces are already on the board. But here's the thing. The vision for Glencoe is so much bigger than just digging rock out of the ground and putting it on a boat. The real plan here is to create an integrated, modern manufacturing hub with a very clear focus on sustainability.
And the centerpiece of that vision? A brand new, state-of-the-art cement plant. This thing is designed to be super efficient, with a planned capacity to produce 2 million tons per annum of low-carbon cement. That's a huge amount.
The whole production model is just beautifully simple and efficient. Step 1, you quarry the high-grade limestone. Step 2, you process it at a modern plant located just a short distance away. And Step 3, you export the finished, high-value product directly from that deep-water port. It's a seamless, integrated system from the resource right to the market. And they're not shying away from the environmental side of things either. In fact, they're leaning right into it. The project's proponents themselves say there's an excellent opportunity to build a carbon-neutral plant and use carbon capture and storage tech. That would place this project right at the forefront of decarbonizing the entire cement industry.
So okay, you've got this amazing resource, the perfect location, a forward-thinking vision. But how does this all go from being a great idea on paper to an actual reality? Well, this isn't just a dream. It's backed by a very deliberate and actionable plan.
This timeline lays out the step-by-step path forward. The goal is to get the quarry permitting and approvals done in 2027, finalize all the plant's engineering in 2028, and then reach what's called a final investment decision in 2029. This all paves the way for a target of first cement production somewhere between 2031 and 2032. It's a clear roadmap.
And the journey starts now. An initial strategic investment of $3 million Canadian dollars is targeted for all the critical early work. This isn't just money for vague purposes, it's for specific crucial things like environmental permitting, infrastructure studies, and community engagement. Basically everything you need to do to de-risk the project and make it shovel-ready.
And when you put it all together, the impact of a project like this is, well, it's massive. For the local region in Nova Scotia, it means hundreds of skilled jobs and a huge boost to the economy. And for North America as a whole, it means dramatically improved supply chain security for a critical material, all while aligning with modern environmental goals. It's a win-win.
Which really leaves us with one powerful final question. When you combine a world-class resource, an unbeatable logistical advantage, a massive market that desperately needs this product, and a clear vision for modern, sustainable manufacturing, could the Glencoe project be the strategic key we've been looking for to build a more secure and sustainable North American supply chain for generations to come?